Pygmalion, a romance in 5 acts written by playwright George Bernard Shaw. This video is dedicated only to the summary of the play, Act 1. The play begins this way. It is 11:15 p.m. on a rainy summer night and several people have taken shelter in the portico of St. Paul's Church. Among them are a lady, her daughter, and a man who is completely engaged in writing in a notebook. The lady and daughter are trying to engage a cab to take them home. The lady's son Freddie, who had gone looking for one, returns saying there was no cab available. Both the mother and the daughter complain that he has not tried hard enough, and the mother sends him off again to search for one. As he rushes off, he collides with a badly dressed flower girl who is hurrying into the portico looking for shelter, knocking the flowers out of her basket. She scolds him, referring to him by name in a very heavy Cockney accent, and complains to the mother, who gives the girl sixpence. They are joined by an elderly gentleman of the amiable military type who comes in carrying a dripping umbrella. The flower girl makes use of the opportunity and asks him to buy a flower from her. The gentleman gives her 3.5 pennies, saying he doesn't have the change for her flowers. A bystander warns her that she should give him a flower for the money, as there was a man who was taking down every word she was saying. Terrified that he might be a policeman's informant, the girl becomes hysterical. The note-taker asks her to shut up and tries to reassure her, but she demands to see what he has written. When she declares she cannot read what he has written, the note-taker reads it, reproducing her dialect. The girl is very distressed, and the bystander and others take up her cause, scolding the note-taker for being a busybody. The note-taker then reveals his special talent for identifying the origins of the people around by listening to their accents. Aggrieved that the note-taker has taken liberties with the lower classes, the bystander challenges him to identify where the elderly gentleman came from. He correctly identifies the gentleman's Cambridge and Indian origins. Meanwhile, the rain has stopped and all walk off except the note-taker, the gentleman, and the flower girl, who continues murmuring to herself. The note-taker turns out to be professor of phonetics. He rails against the girl's depressing and disgusting sounds, telling her that she had no right to live. The girl utters another extended word, driving the note-taker to write it down in his notebook. He declares to the gentleman that he would be able to pass her off as a duchess at an ambassador's garden party in 3 months. In the ensuing conversation between the two, their identities are revealed. The note-taker is Henry Higgins, author of Higgins's Universal Alphabet, and the gentleman, Colonel Pickering. They exchange addresses and agree to meet. The flower girl asks Pickering to buy a flower as she is short of money for her rent. He repeats that he has no change, and when he walks away, Higgins calls her a lad for saying she had change for half a crown earlier. Desperate, the girl throws the basket at his feet, at which moment the church clock strikes. Higgins is urged by the sound to exercise charity and throws a handful of money into her basket. With the money, the girl hires herself a taxi to her lodgings, a small room which reflects her impoverished state. Hopefully you have liked this video. If yes, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Also wait for the summary of Act 2, which is coming up on this channel soon.